Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea. This video is called You Don't Have a Right to Sex Unless. Please leave a comment here on Love Beyond the Sea. Mostly I'm concerned about marriage and people getting married and staying married, and sex is of course a big draw for everybody, and some people think that it's okay to have sex outside of marriage, that will end up good, and I don't think it ends up good. The reason I'm doing this topic is I saw a short video by Matt Walsh. It was called, Does the Right to Sex Exist? Now, I don't remember him answering the question, but I will today on Love Beyond the Sea. He did cover the problems of over-sexual stimulation, or sexualization, I guess, in this country. And, he made the insightful comment that sex is not a right because, if somebody were to say no to you, well, then they would be violating your right to sex if it was a right. Now, there is a context by where it is a right, and I will show you. So he did a good job in the video pointing out men are wary of dating because of getting slapped with harassment, and they just aren't getting married like they used to. They're getting married later in life. I don't think those things are good. Marriage is the one place where sex is a right, believe it or not. I know it might sound shocking to you, but in the Bible, 1 Corinthians 7, so I'll answer the question. Yes, there is a place that it is a right. 1 Corinthians 7, it's concerning married life. And I'm going to point out verses 2 through 5 because it says it in 4 different places, making it perfectly clear. But it starts out in verse 1. Now for the matters you wrote about, it is good for a man not to have sexual relations with a woman. Just saying it's not bad. He doesn't have to. In and of itself, it's not bad. However, but, starting in verse 2, listen up. But since sexual immorality is occurring, each man should have sexual relations with his own wife, not girlfriend, and each woman with her own husband, to make it perfectly clear. The next verse 3, the husband should fulfill his marital duty, or due benevolence. It's a word for debt to his wife. And likewise, the wife to her husband. Not clear enough? Verse 4, the wife does not have authority over her own body, but yields it to her husband. In the same way, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but yields it to his wife. And one more, to wrap it up in verse 5, do not deprive each other, except deprive would mean to withhold sex from your spouse. Do not do that, except perhaps by mutual consent, and for a time, which is short time, so that you may devote yourself to prayer. No, that's the exception. Then come together again so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. So that's where most of us are. And, if you're frustrated trying to find somebody overseas, maybe go where you're wanted. That's what I did. That's what I talk about here on this channel. Leave a comment. I know this, I suppose, could be controversial. Married people, it's not so controversial because, that's where they expect to have sexual relationship, and that's where they're getting it. So let me know what you think. Marriage is the context for the right to sex. Knock yourself out if you find love beyond the sea.